Ever stop and think about how your smart speaker actually gets you? It doesn't just hear the words, it understands what you mean. Or how a customer service bot can actually solve your problem without you wanting to tear your hair out. Well, the magic behind all of that is something called natural language understanding, or NLU. And today, we're going to dive into how AI is basically learning to read our minds, or, at least our texts and emails.
So let's just jump right into the heart of the problem with this question. If you tell an actor to break a leg, you're wishing them good luck, right? But imagine a computer reading that literally. It might think you're, I don't know, a monster. This is exactly the kind of nuance, the idioms, the inside jokes, the context that NLU is built to figure out. It's all about getting what we mean, not just what we say.
All right, so let's put a pin in it and get a really solid definition. What in the world is natural language understanding?
The best way to think about it is this. NLU is the reading comprehension test for an AI. You know the one from school? It's not just about spotting words on a page. It's about really grasping the meaning behind them, the intent of a question, and even the feeling, the sentiment that's being expressed. So it's the difference between an AI seeing the words break a leg and actually understanding, oh, this is a message of encouragement. Now, you've probably heard a bunch of these acronyms thrown around, so let's clear things up. Think of NLP, or natural language processing, as the giant umbrella that covers everything related to AI and human language. Under that umbrella, you've got two really important specialists. You've got NLU, which is all about the input. It's the listening and understanding part. And then you have its partner, NLG, natural language generation, which handles the output. That's the part that actually creates a human-sounding response. So to put it simply, NLU listens and NLG talks back.
Okay, so we know what it is, but how does it actually work? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine that makes this all happen.
So, an NLU system has this whole toolkit it uses to break down our language. It starts with something called tokenization, which is just a fancy way of saying it chops our sentences into individual words or phrases. Then, parsing kicks in to figure out the grammar, like what's the subject, what's the verb. After that, named entity recognition, or NER, acts like a detective, scanning for key info, names, places, dates, all the important stuff. Then comes the big one, intent classification. This is where the AI figures out what you're actually trying to do. And finally, contextual analysis brings it all home, using common sense and a vast database of world knowledge to get the full picture.
Okay, let's see that whole toolkit in action with a real-world example. Say you tell your phone, I want to book a flight from New York to Paris next Friday. Step 1, the system cleans up that raw text. Step 2, it starts extracting those key entities we talked about. It spots New York, Paris, and next Friday. Step 3, it analyzes the structure and knows that book is the action you want to take. Step 4, it classifies your intent. Goal is to book a flight. And here's the really clever part. Step 5, the pragmatic analysis. It uses today's date to figure out which day next Friday is. And finally, step 6, it puts it all together to generate a useful response like, okay, I found a flight. Want to book it? It's this incredible lightning-fast 6-step process.
Now, this isn't some futuristic tech that's locked away in a lab. You are using this stuff all the time, probably without even realizing it. Seriously, NLU is everywhere. Every time you ask Siri for directions or tell Alexa to play your favorite song, you're looking at NLU in action. It's the brain behind that customer support chatbot that actually understands your problem, no matter how weirdly you phrase it. Big companies use it to sift through thousands of customer reviews to gauge public sentiment. And your email service uses it to spot the suspicious language in phishing scams. It is quietly humming along in the background of our digital lives. Okay, but what about something a little more subtle? Consider a totally normal human complaint like this one. There's no command here, no clear instruction, it's just a feeling. And boom, this is where NLU really shows its power. A smart system doesn't just see the words, it analyzes the context and understands the sentiment. It knows this person is feeling overwhelmed, unhappy, frustrated. This ability to grasp emotional context is what's making our interactions with technology feel so much more human, and it's an absolute game changer for everything from better customer service to mental health support apps. Now, as incredible as all this is, NLU is not perfect, not by a long shot. There are still some really big hurdles to clear as we look towards what's next. The biggest headaches for NLU come from, well, the beautiful messiness of how we talk. You've got ambiguity. Words like bank could mean a riverbank or a financial institution. Then there are the really tricky subtleties like sarcasm and irony. I mean, how do you teach a computer to know you mean the exact opposite of what you're saying?
And a huge one is bias. If the data used to train an AI is biased, the AI will be biased too. On top of all that, running these incredibly complex models takes a massive, massive amount of computing power. But despite those challenges, the motivation to solve them is immense. Get a load of this number. The NLU market is projected to skyrocket to over $85 billion by 2029. That's not just a big number, it's a statement. It tells you just how much money and brain power is being poured into this technology because it's seen as absolutely critical to the future of, well, everything. So what's driving this incredible future? The secret sauce is a revolutionary tech called transformer models. Here's the difference. Older AI models read a sentence one word at a time, kind of like a stock ticker. It was very linear. But transformers see the whole sentence, the whole paragraph, all at once. By analyzing the relationships between all the words simultaneously, they get a much, much deeper and more holistic sense of context.
This breakthrough came from a now famous research paper with a perfect title, Attention is All You Need. And it introduced this idea of multi-head attention. Now that sounds super technical, but just think of it like this. The AI can look at a sentence from multiple viewpoints at the same time. It's like having a team of experts analyze it. One focuses on grammar, another on meaning, a third on emotional tone. This multi-layered approach is what allows for the huge leap in understanding we're seeing in all the powerful AI tools today.
Which really brings us to the big final question. We started this journey with a funny little phrase, break a leg, and we've ended up with machines that can understand not just our words, but our context, our intent, and even our feelings. So the real question isn't just about what this tech can do, but what it will do to us. As our devices shift from just obeying commands to truly understanding us, how is that going to fundamentally change our relationship with technology itself? That's a future that's being written as we speak, one sentence at a time.